Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan. All right. So all we do here on the HerbMan show, you guys, is teach people how to heal themselves, and you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design, so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So that's what we are bringing to the table. Okay. That's what is all about: education, and hopefully one day it'll lead you to the elevation that you are seeking in your life. Okay, so once you guys understand that, then you'll be able to really tune in and be able to get the just out of everything that you can conceptualize during this live broadcast today. Okay, so this is free information, you guys. You do not have to pay for this information. All you simply got to do to pay is pay attention. And how you do that is by double tapping that screen wherever you are. We're coming live from South Africa, so that means that we're live on TikTok and live on YouTube right now. So wherever you are on the planet, please feel free to double tap that screen and get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. What we will in turn do is bring all of you guys up on the live broadcast if you are trying to get a free reading. Okay, so at the end of the day, you guys, that's the incentive. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. I've been working all day, man. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. So you guys just bear with me because my energy is about to bust open. But at the end of the day, the subject matter of the day is the origins of disease. How many people out there? How many people feel like they know what's the origin of disease? It's really one word. I'm going to give you the word for disease, and then I give you the word for its origin. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for you guys. Tell me what you think about it. Please keep tapping the screen, you guys. You keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K, okay? Let's get us up to 100,000 likes, all right? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get it. Let me get you focused real quick here on YouTube. Who knows the origin of disease? Anybody know? Nobody knows. Okay, cool. Well, at the end of the day, first you need to know what the origin, you need to know what disease is to know what the origin of disease is. The disease that is plaguing everybody, I always pick the wrong black. The disease that is plaguing everybody that I can't really say out loud here on TikTok is this. Okay? This is a disease. This is the ultimate diseases under which 1,000,000 symptoms. Okay? This disease has 1,000,000 symptoms that you currently call diseases, but they're actually merely symptoms of this disease. There are some, because this disease has 1,000,000 symptoms, there are symptoms that man calls diseases that are really symptoms of this disease. I'm going to say it one more time. I know I got some folk back in the back that can't hear, so we're going to say it one more time. There are 1,000,000 symptoms to this consciousness right here. This is the disease. This is a consciousness, okay? And when you have this in your database, there are 1,000,000 symptoms that come with it. Some of those symptoms you call disease, but they are really symptoms of the main disease. So in essence, you done caught some stuff that's going to lead you straight here because you believe that this is reality in your paradigm, in your consciousness. right? It is planted in your consciousness. There's no way around you not believing that this is a part of your life. Okay? So that's what the fallibility is in all things. So we don't chase diseases then in our, because we understand that death is the ultimate disease, then I'm a little bit different from the other healers that you may see. I'm not chasing your disease, I'm chasing away your death consciousness. Okay. Now, consciousness, we understand, is about being in the present moment, right? If you're conscious about something, then all that means is you are present. Okay. So consciousness, when you go back on your YouTube and all of this consciousness, you know, it ain't about indigenous information. It ain't about esoteric information. It ain't about Dr. Sartima and Dr. John Clark and Dr. Ben Johakkinen and all of these scholars. It ain't about that. That's not consciousness. That's historical understanding, education at a whole nother level. But that stuff ain't got nothing to do with consciousness. Consciousness is being present in the moment. When you are conscious of something, you are present of something. Now, you are rarely present because your mind tends to desert your body. And when the mind deserts the body, it leaves the body victimized and vulnerabilized to its own habitual indoctrinations to this time and space. That's why an alcoholic can't stop himself from drinking, because alcohol takes the alcoholic mind out of the body. A drug addict can't stop himself from drugs because the drugs take the mind away. The eating takes the mind away. The sex takes the mind away. And so when the work takes the mind away, and when these things take your mind away, you'll do that all that damn day long. Because there's no stopping the flesh. And this is the zombie, robotic-like schedule or routine that you own throughout this journey. Okay? Now, everybody that knows me that knows that this is the yellow brick road. Okay? This is the life pattern. This is the life path. This is the sun's ecliptic. This is how you follow the Son of God. This is the Wizard of Oz. This is everything that you ever thought about. This is your life. The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs. This is the picture of the journey through life. Okay? Now, if you're not present in this journey, then obviously you'll see a lot of mistakes that can be had. If I'm on the top of the hill, but my mind leaves my body, I can tend to roll down. And if I'm at the bottom of the hill and my mind can't connect, I can tend to not be able to get myself out of the rut. Okay? So a lot of you guys are finding yourselves in situations, but you don't know how to get out of them. Well, here's the thing. Life provides you with a double conundrum in one situation, and you got to find the right one to choose. Environmental stimuli will come at you, and you got to fight or flight. You got an intellect, intuition. You got your basic instincts, and then your intellectual instinct. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you is that every environmental stimuli leaves you with two choices, and you have to make the right choice. Now, when you're walking through this paradigm, you get 12 lessons of life. Each lessons of life going to teach you how to choose those choices, but you don't damn know those choices because you didn't know this information. So what we do with the owner's manual is that we find your lost sheep ass. If you sick, you lost. If you broke, you lost. And if you lonely, you lost. Okay? If you can't break through the social anxieties, the social ties, if you can't get relationships the way you need to, if you can't get what you want out of this paradigm, if you can't manifest properly in this paradigm, you lost. If you manifest properly in this paradigm, you lost. If you ain't getting what you want, you lost. Again, I just told y'all my little country scratchy booty ass is over here in South Africa. married to a 15-year younger woman with a baby in the stomach, 46 years old. it, life, y'all getting older, I'm getting younger. Y'all getting older, I'm getting younger. You finished. I just started. Here you talking about. See? Because your little fat belly ass driving trucks and forklift, you ain't physically fit to go the long haul. And what we're trying to do is get you back on track. Get you back to understand where you need to be at. You got to be physically fit for a part of this life and spiritually fit for a part of this life. You got to be intellectually sound for a part of this life, and you got to be intuitively sound for a part of this life. Now, I'm going to wait till y'all get me up to at least 20,000. I'm going to say 25,000. I'm going to wait till we get to 25,000 likes. Then I'm going to say, then I want y'all to remind me of what I was going to tell y'all. Okay? 25,000 likes and remind me of what I was going to tell you. Okay? I might not remember, but just remind me of what I was going to tell y'all. Consciousness is being present. That's what I want you to get. So next time you start looking at all these guys in wherever you're looking at, you start telling them that consciousness is not about the amount of information you know. Comfort is about the amount of times you can be present in the moment. This is a present moment. This is what they're trying to get you to do during meditation. Meditation ain't about cutting off thoughts and meditation is about focusing, concentrating on the present moment. Okay, but what happens is diagnosis and life environmental stimuli again has the mind travel back and forth, which is very hard for it to connect to give us the energy that we need to charge the battery to send and to pull what energy that we need from the spirit over into the physical cavity. Okay, now let's keep it moving. So now that we understand that the consciousness is the present moment, and now that we get that disease is really death, okay, then what is it that we're looking for? So the secret to healing, so if death is a disease, we need to be present in consciousness for what? Regeneration. You guys, I also am on YouTube as well. So if you miss this, it'll automatically upload. All right. Death is the disease, not the symptoms. So if y'all want symptom chasing, go somebody else. Okay. Death is the disease. What am I chasing? Your consciousness that this even exists, so that we can eradicate this, get you from wondering, get you out of the wilderness of the mind. So we got to eradicate this. We out of your dichotomy if you're trying, especially if death is imminent. If death is, well, so what I mean by death is imminent, that means that the doctors done gave up on you. There's nothing else you can do. These are the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who ain't got no other choice because they are on their deathbeds. How you resurrect yourself. If you ain't got nothing going on, this ain't for you. Okay? So now death is the intellectual end result of what they're saying. You're going to die. Nothing we can do for you. We send you home back to hospice, whatever, right? Right? So that's the disease, really. That's the ultimate disease that's going to take you out. Now, if y'all don't know, everybody leaves here from suffocation. Whether they shoot you, whatever, everybody leaves here from I can't breathe. Suffocation. If you didn't know, okay? Now, the bottom line is, now that you do know that, now being present in the consciousness is going to allow us to be able to do regeneration. Well, what is the definition of regeneration? Watch this. Watch this now. The definition of regeneration is, now guess what I just told you? This is the disease, this is the mindset, and this is the secret to healing. The secret to healing is regeneration. Regeneration is to generate. Generate is to, if you understand what a generator is, right? You got to generate power. So your battery is a generator. So to regenerate is to rebirth or to recharge. To rebirth or to recharge. So then another word for this, which I'm about to hit y'all with, another word for regeneration is, another word for rebirth is resurrection. And another word for rebirth is renaissance. So I am the Renaissance man, and this is the new dawn of the Renaissance age. And even though we call it the age of the Aquarian, we're coming in with a new paradigm in order to evolve the human species into the next paradigm. And you ain't got to be stuck on dumb and stuck on stupid. Now, if we were smart as we need to be, then cancer and all these diseases would be eliminated. But it's because we have not elevated and been able to evolve into the next quadrant of information that we're getting stuck on stupid in some of these things. Now, some of this stuff is intentional, but some of this stuff they don't know the answer to because they're not in tune with nature either more. See, now, if you keep on making technology, you keep on making something that separates that provides an enmity between you and the land. Even though it's convenient for you, but see, it's something about sometimes you putting your hand on it, then letting the robot do it that makes the difference. See, so your convenience is good for you, but bad for you in the end because of the sheer fact that it's causing enmity between the relationship between you and nature. Your mind should, yes, always be technologically sound and always be mechanically inclined and always forward thinking. And I ain't got nothing wrong with that. What I'm telling you, though, is that you reached a point of intellect. The reason why you can't cure shit no more is because you reached a point of intellect. So now, look, I just told y'all the other day, Jagged Edge just came out 30 years ago. They already getting remixed. You see what I'm saying? So you already running out of songs every 20, 30 years. So you listen to the same music over and over, the same ideas, the same creative thing. They're going to keep the same video games, the same music, the same. Why? Because you're not being able to forward think. And because why? Because sometimes in this paradigm, there are going to be environmental stimuli that's going to have you use your intellect. And sometimes there's going to be things in here that's going to require you to use your intuition. And when you get all full of facts, and the facts is something that you don't want to hear, the fact of the matter is, yes, you about to die because the people you've been depending on can't help you. So it is a fact. But it's also a fact that you do have another way out. The fact of the matter is they can't figure it out. But whenever we reach a point to where we cannot figure out an odd commodity within this environmental stimuli, we're all gifted with intuition. Intuition will kick in or should kick in when you have get in contact with the unknown. An incurable disease is because you don't know how to cure it, but your intuition does. And what I mean by this is that when a snake sheds its skin, for some reason, when a snake sheds its skin, it also loses its eyesight. Now, in all of this mayhem of shedding skin and losing eyesight, the snake still know how to go find the balm that he needs to put over his eye to bring his sight back. When a dog gets sick, it don't read a book. It knows exactly what to do in this time of illness. It ain't gonna eat your food, but it'll go out there and eat grass that you call today couch grass or dog grass because Dogs eat that grass in their time of sickness. So if animals know they're healing without a blueprint, without a roadmap, why don't you know that innately you can do the same thing? Innately, you know the remedies as well. But you got to be reminded, because the mind is never substantiated with the body. And so this is the thing that we got to control for remembrance and for activation and for being able to sit your ass still long enough to get this power going. We got to get this brain still. This motherfucker jump just like this. In and out of that, in and out of past and present. I mean, past and future. So you rarely are in the present moment. And this is the problem with why we can't heal people. It ain't got nothing to do with the herbs. It's got something to do with your mind. That diagnosis got you fucked up. You can't sleep. You can't think right. You can't eat right. You can't. And I get it. Or that man leaving you, or this situation and that, or you being broke, your finances, you ain't got no money. You can't eat. You've been going to shelter, bomb. All this. I get it. But the solution is the focus and concentrate. Is easier said than done. But I got to get y'all to get this thing. So the death is the disease. The consciousness is being in the present moment to resurrect, rebirth, recharge the body to overcome death. Man, if y'all didn't get nothing else from this line, there you go. If y'all didn't get nothing else from this line, there you go, man. So it's these three things that I just divulged to you. Is not only the origins of disease, but also the way to heal it. I ain't know I was gonna put it out that fast. I thought it was gonna be a step-by-step process, but excuse me. Okay. Sometimes the word come out faster than, hey, it is what it is. All right. So any questions on what you just heard? Any questions on what you just heard? YouTube, TikTok, any questions on what you just heard? Death is the disease. The consciousness is the disease. When you got surgically implanted that you supposed to die, then you live to die. And your habits and all of that and social engineering and whatever you want to call it, it's just the mechanisms that you use, the tools that you use to commit that particular ending. So you can talk a lot about people killing you with knives and guns, but what about the rate in which we do ourselves in through spoon and fork? Right? Through just the internal thought life. Okay? So this is a very hard matter. But what we've understood is that with nature-based interventions, we can get you back understanding what part of life you need to be dealing with. Are you in an intellectual phase of life? Or are you in that intuitive phase of life, right? So that you can really start to get back in balance and start to ride this wave, okay? Because when you come out of the womb of the mind and come out of the womb of the body, you got to go back. Look, you can't go back into the body, but you can go back into the mind. Listen to what I just said right there, because I just gave you another nugget for free. Everybody started as the seed of the mind. First, you just wanted to make love to the girl or the boy that you wanted to make love to. That was the mind, the womb of the mind. Then that creativity, for some reason, spawned the womb of the body, and the baby got formed in that moment, in that matter, outside of some egregious bullcrap. So for the most of us, we came this way. As an idea first, then we came as reality second. Now, the thing is that you can't go back home into the body. So the way back home is not to go back to the body. The way back home is to go back to the mind. You came from the mind. Remember, you was an idea of sleeping with your mama first. Then just the idea of sleeping with your mama became a reality of us having a baby. But I ain't want no baby when I saw your mama. Your mama was my baby. That spawned into reality. So this idea created this reality. Now this thing has came out into this paradigm. And then guess what? As soon as you come into the paradigm, now your time starts to tick. Now you off the charge. Okay, now you get off the charger. Okay, when you get off this charger, you get into this ticking standpoint, and guess what? Now you are now we TikToking. Okay, which is why this app is the biggest thing, because it's illuminating to you that you got to get the information in time. This thing wasn't supposed to be built to stay up forever. It was built for you and I and people like us to feed you tremendously amount of information to get your mind on what's actually going on in your paradigm. So we ain't got a lot of time. So tick to the motherfucking top. We don't got a lot of time because you're running out of charge. And you know and I know that when your battery charge on your cell phone get too low, some of your apps start to not work because of the battery saving mode that you have your phone on, right? So you have a battery saving mode in your body. And when your energy level get too low because you've been off the charger too long, the mind been away from the body too long. It's been in the past or the present or this crossbar, this Passover too long. And when you're off the charger, the oneness in you, when you're off the charger, you're on a matter of time before now you start to get to a point where now you can't heal no more. Shit you used to get over when you was young, you can't get over no more when you got older. And you still ain't got on the charger yet. Now stuff you used to eat, you can't eat no more. And you still ain't got on the charger yet. Stuff you used to do, you can't do no more. And you still ain't got on the charger yet. So now when you get into that feeble part of where these things are no longer being able to be applicable because of the charge that you in, then healing can't happen. And the herbs can't charge you as much as you can charge you. The foods can't charge you as much as you can charge you. So even though we give you a proper diet and proper herbs and all of this, you're still battery running low. And then don't let you be taking medications or chemotherapy, radiations, or any other dialysis, anything, then it just gonna deplete the battery charge even less. Okay? So what we're attempting to do with the owner's manual is put you back on the battery charge. Okay? You get it? Everybody understand that, right? We're trying to put you back on the battery charge. Okay?
See? The cookies were done.
All right, back on the battery charge. That's what we're trying to do with this owner's manual. But first, we got to locate you to figure out where you're lost at and which paradigm you lost at so that we can get you to understand what wave you need to ride to get you through these lessons and times, okay? So again, you have this duality that you got to figure out in a short period of time. And what's causing reincarnation and what's causing you to come back into the paradigm is you're failing at these particular things. Now, again, you have Aries, right? Libra. Okay, you have Taurus, Scorpio, you have Gemini, the Sagittarius, you have Cancer, and the Capricorn, you have Leo, and the Aquarius, you have Virgo, and the Pisces. Now, these are the alter egos of each of us. These are these things here, the alter egos. So when you're in Aries, you'll see that you can be a little bit of a chaotic or dramatic individual, right? Chaotic or drama, right? Some of parts of you like drama and chaos, but then the other parts of an Aries is going to be selfless. The selfless part of an Aries is the Libra part. When the sun is shining its brightest here in Aries, the darkest place on the planet is Libra. So we're quantifying your light and your darkness. If you were born as an Aries, that's your light. Your darkness is the Libra. And abuse is if you overuse something or if you underuse something. So if you over excessively use your good stuff because you don't want to know nothing about your bad stuff, that's still abuse. And if you neglect your bad stuff because you don't want to know nothing about it, then that's abuse. So abuse, overuse, and neglect are still two forms of abuse. And some of you guys are getting problems because of neglect. You just don't know this part of you. You don't understand this part of you. You don't get this part of you. You didn't nobody tell you about it. When you go get your natal chart, they don't tell you nothing about you got no 2 sun signs, but you do in your owner's manual. Okay? You do in your owner's manual. Every Cancer is a Capricorn. So Empress, just every Cancer on the planet has some Capricornian qualities. So that means that sometimes you want to keep the place together. You like to keep the home and the family together. And then the Capricorn will come into your ass every so often, and you want to shake things up and break things apart. So you constantly going between breaking apart. But here's the thing. Every one of these has a lesson, okay? So the thing with Aries is sometimes chaos is necessary, okay? Taurus. Taurus is going to be about seeing the beauty, okay? Gemini is going to be about boredom, okay? Cancer is going to be about togetherness. Leo is going to be about showing the heart, right? Virgo is about restriction. Okay, now you see those 6 up there where you used the opposite down here. So if Aries is about that, then they go peace. If Taurus is about seeing the beauty, then Scorpio is about seeing the ugly. if Gemini is about boredom, then Sagittarius is about passion. Okay, if Cancer is about togetherness, then Capricorn is about breaking shit up. All right, if Leo is about showing the heart, then Aquarius is about showing the mind. All right, and then if Virgo is about restrictive, then Pisces is going to be about letting loose. The alter ego. Okay, the alter ego. Right. So what we do is we show you how to pass these disciplines. The 12 disciplines are different from the 12 disciples. Now, if it's somebody on my feed talking crap, don't worry about them, y'all. I get them. It seemed like I saw somebody slicker come in there, but they don't know what show they on. So don't worry about it. Just leave them alone. You know, I get my folk. I take care. All right. But these are polar opposites, but they're life lessons that you need to learn as you go through the paradigm. Okay. So that's the information that we are on, which is polarity. Again, we're talking about a positive and a negative, and we're talking about aligning these positives and negatives back up so that you can have a oneness, an ease of flow. Hopefully, I just showed you something just then, right? We're talking about you being on the clock, tick-tocking, right? So we're trying to align you back, your positive and your negative, your light and your dark. We need your light and dark. In essence, what I'm saying is, over the thousands of years of this esoteric knowledge and consciousness movement or whatever you think you've been listening to, they have been devaluing the lower self. So the lower self you think is the bad part of you. The lower self you think is the wrong part of you. And that is not the right mentality to look at when you're learning this information. This is not about a wrong or right or good or bad. This is about an energy that is very much needed to be able to balance out the energy that's needed from up top. So you can't devalue your body. So what's happening was the monks, the gurus, and everybody, the yogis and everybody, you sat up under that tree too long and you starved and fast yourself to death. Because you thought that the body went in no shit. It's the body is where all the sins, and the body is where all of the death, and the body is where all of the bad stuff about me is at. The flesh ain't got, you need the goddamn, if you're trying to believe in everlasting life, then the bottom line of everlasting life is body preservation, not body what do they call it? Depravity. You don't deprive the body, you preserve the body. Those are two different things. So the attempt of trying to reach everlasting life, people looked at the lower self as the bad part of them, the wrong part of them. Look, you guys, in 2025, I am the first man to tell you that it ain't about a wrong or a right. We're looking at energies here. Look at this thing as a battery charge. That charge necessary. The lower self, the body is necessary to carry the spirit. So if you want to think about heaven, it's not that you dying, you're failing the test. Death is the ultimate fail to the test of, do you really believe that this is heaven? Because heaven, there is no death. Heaven, there is no death. You guys, heaven, there is no death. Then why believe? Why believe in Buddha? Why believe in Krishna? Why believe in Hindu? Why believe in Mithra? Why believe in Jesus if you can't do it too? So we're teaching you what that looks like, though. You got 120 years that you got to get through this paradigm. The enemy to your body is oxidative stress. That means that you can't have a whole lot of stress. You can't have a whole lot of things that's popping up in your environment that's creating this this sympathetic nervous system takeover chronically in your life. If oxidative stress is the enemy to my body, which means this is the reason why I age out. Let's say you never got a disease. Oxidative stress will make you age out. It'll get you old. You get wrinkled. Your organs will get brown. And, you leave meat outside. It'll go from that little red marble in the grocery store to some old purple, black, blue shit after about a week if you leave it outside. Well, that's just like your body inside of you. So the enemy to body preservation is oxidative stress. So what do we use for oxidative stress? Antioxidants. What is the strongest antioxidant in your body? In your body, not that you eat outside of it. Well, we know what them is. But you come with a endo ability, E-N-D-O, ability to have an endo antioxidant. Anybody know what that is? What's the strongest antioxidant that you come with inside of your body? Thank you, Duchess. I know you've been watching me long enough to know that answer to that question, right? So the answer to that question is melatonin. So when we tell you to rest and relax and sleep, this is why. When we tell you to meditate, focus, and concentrate, this is why. This is why. We ain't telling you for no other reason, but this is why. Okay? So you ain't got to ask no more. Why do you folks keep talking about just rest and sleep and do this, that, and the third? It's because we're trying to get you to produce this melatonin. But this melatonin ain't just the antioxidant, it's also the anti-aging. So now if I want to live everlasting, rest, sleep, focus and concentration, contentment, and peace is going to help that. So now I figure that if I can just be relaxed, but capitalism can't make you relax. The modern way that the system is can't really promote a parasympathetic nervous system kind of contextual. So then how do you get this? You got to be intentional about it, or you got to be in demand about it in order for it to be more of a societal thing. So not only is a melatonin antioxidant, but it's also anti-aging. So it's going to fight oxidative stress. It's going to keep me young. So sleep, rest, contentment, peace, focus, and concentration in nature, in God, instead of my money, is going to keep me at a particular balance and peace and homeostasis. The way I ain't worried, I ain't got anxiety, my mind ain't leaving my body as often. Yes, it is. That's why retreats work so well, because retreats take you from the environmental stimuli to give you this of utopia, rest, peace, contentment. It ain't no secret to this, guys. It's not rocket science. Okay? This is not rocket science. So now you have gurus that have already understood this, but you must value the body. You must preserve the body, and you preserve the body with the real thing is contentment and peace. And you got to have that in nature. You are at the best place you can ever be in your life, but you got to understand that and know that. I can't make you believe that. That's got to be on you. You understand me? I can't force you to believe it. That's got to be on you. I can tell you that we can heal your cancer, we can heal your kidneys, we can heal you of any manner of disease. But that's on you. Okay? But if you focus long enough on bringing energy from your mind spirit on over to your physical body, then you'll start seeing some things kicking and popping. Okay? You'll start seeing some things kicking and popping. Let me erase this, you guys. Any questions thus far? Any questions thus far? Anybody, anywhere, got any questions thus far? Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking, keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000, okay? We need 100K every day to keep this, hey, look, keep this boat on the, keep this show on the road. You know that we on the road, so we on the road. We out here coming live from South Africa. Keep this show on the road, man. We just need y'all to show interest, because this is, quite honestly, the best information you can ever get in your life. All right? If you guys are willing to come up on the live, you can put some me's in the chat. If you are willing to come up on the live, you can put some me's in the chat, and then we can get this thing crunked with some of you guys' life pals. But this is what this is all about, man. I love it. I wouldn't ask for anything different. I know I just messed up my whole thing, so I'm gonna have to do it all over again. But it is what it is, man. All for the sake of teaching, right? Time is ticking, TikTok. TikTok is a sign of the times. Okay? TikTok is a sign of the times. Time is ticking. So the more that you understand time, is the more you'll be able to quantify, or the more you'll be able to capitalize on what's going on with you in your life. Okay? The more you're able to capitalize. All right, I see some people put some me's in here, so let's get some folk on. Keep tapping, you guys. We'll keep talking. Keep tapping. I'll keep talking. All right, Mr. Collins, come on up. All right, Mr. Collins, come on up. What's the process of overcoming death in the body? The process is overcoming the consciousness. Right now, you have a death consciousness. So what we got to do is give you everlasting life. So that's what I'm teaching y'all, is how to live forever. So instead of listening to them talking to you about how to die, you got to listen to this stuff talking to you about how to live. Okay? All right, Jared, what's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
What's going on, boss?
Hey, what's going on with you, Chief?
Man, I just want to try and see if you can get my tracking on the wheel, man. I got my date and everything. I already bought my package and stuff like that. I just ain't never really did my consultation or nothing. I just watch you every day.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So what's your birthday?
9/27/77.
All right, 9/27/77. So now what we got to do is break this down, right? So in order to get this model number, we got to break this down. So we're going to do 9 plus 27, which is going to give us around about 36, right? 3 plus 6 is going to give us 9. So we got 9 coming from the date and the month in which you were born, okay? Now we got to get the year. 1977 is eventually going to end up being 17 plus 7. That's going to be 24. So that's 2 plus 4. That's a 6. 6 and 9 is going to be 15. 1 plus 5 is going to be 6. Okay? So that's your, so you got a life path, you're model number 6. Now, 921, put your thing on mute, Jared, because you got me echoing.
Okay.
You'll put yourself on mute now. And then you can come back in as soon as if you got questions or whatever, just pop in. Can you mute it?
Yeah, I'm trying to do it right
now. All right, good. Stop. Good. So 921 to 1021 means you're a Libra. So we know you're a Libra, so we know you're in here somewhere, but I'm gonna show you exactly where you at. But you're a Libra, right? So you got your air, all right, and then you got your Libra is gonna be an Aries, so there go your fire, and then the 6 is gonna be an air. So you're air, fire, air. So air, fire, air. However you want to call it, Libra. Okay. The biggest spiritual tendency that you got to watch out for is going to be grief and depression. Right? If you're grappling with grief and depression, that can cause you to have some autoimmune issues. Okay? And then also immune issues. Then I'm also going to say watch the respiratory system. All right? And then the herbs that we, the foods that you get obviously are going to be the green foods, and then you'll have some blues and purples and stuff like that. Now you already done paid for your shit, so I ain't finna walk you through everything. Now you can get this in your consultation, okay? So I just want you to know that just because you paid for it don't mean I'm finna walk you through your whole consultation. Jared, you hear that? Earth. Your herbs are going to be earth, and then they're going to be water. Okay? So those are going to be the herbs that you get. Now, the biggest thing is trying to figure out where you at on the map. So you're 2 years older than me, so you're about 48, or you're going on 48, 47. So then you just look at it from that standpoint. So you 927, you only missed about 6 days out of this. So really, actually, you done all of it. So when you're looking at 6 days, you missed 2 years. So you did 8 years here. So 8, 18, 28, 38, and then 48. So you're somewhere around Aquarius, Pisces. You're right on that cusp. Okay? Jared, you with me? Jared ain't with me. Let's keep it moving. Anybody else? If you guys want to come up on the live, just let me know. Just hit me. Jared, you gotta be quick, man. I'm talking to you. You gotta be quick. I'm talking to you, my brother. But anyway, you paid for it. Just hit me up, man. That way you can get the full throttle, because I wasn't gonna be able to give you the full throttle here on the live. Okay, you paid for it. Hit me up. Email me. Whatever you don't understand, we'll give you the full throttle, because I can't give you the full throttle on your live, even if you pay for it or not. So just, you know what I'm saying? Just you deserve the full throttle. You paid for it. So just give me just hit me up. I don't know what happened to your phone, though. I should not have told you to mute it. So it looked like when I told you to mute it, you got lost in translations over there. Yeah, you got lost in translation. Antoinette, what's happening?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's going on with you? Okay, so what is your objective? Let me ask you a question though before I move forward. What is your idea of consciousness?
You mean like am I spiritual and all that type of stuff?
No, what does consciousness mean to you?
Basically like my thoughts, what I think, my words in my head.
Okay. That is incorrect. Okay, consciousness means being in the present moment. Okay, it ain't got nothing about your thoughts and all that thoughts and because you can be thinking something in the future and in the past and still not be conscious. Okay, so it's not just the mere thing of thoughts. It's the understanding of how to be present in the moment. So when you're calling in on the show, one thing I want you to do is because you put me down 1,000 times now, I want you to be present in this moment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so give me your birthday.
10/21/94.
10/21/94. Okay, so you're right on the cusp of if you might be still in that Libra phase, but you're right on the cusp. Let me see. I think that you are still in that Libra phase, right? So we know that you're a Libra, and we know that you're right at the end, maybe like a day or so into that Libra, right? So now 10/21, 10/21 is gonna give us 31, which is ultimately gonna give us 4. Okay, then you got 1994 that's gonna end up being 19 plus 4, which is 23, that's gonna give us 5. So we got 5 and 4, which is gonna give us the number 9.
Yeah, that's not like that. No.
All right, so now we know that you are a Libra, that's an air sign. We know the opposite of a Libra is an Aries, that's the fire. And then this 9 also let me know that your element is the fire element, right? But the biggest spiritual tendency that you're going to have is going to be attachment issues.
Yeah.
Okay, attachment issues. And the biggest physical tendency that this can give you is nervous system problems. Problems with your nervous system. All right, the food colors are going to be blues and purples. And then if you're having digestive problems and blood sugar problems, then also, then also it's going to be the yellow and the oranges, right? So this is not fruits, this is food. So when I say yellow and oranges, I mean your squashes and your sweet potatoes, that color, that type of stuff. And then so air, fire, fire. Hold on, I ain't finished with you yet. Air, fire. That means that you're gonna have green foods that you need to eat. I'm sorry, we already did that. Oh, I did the food colors. I ain't put the green on. I'm sorry. So you got the green, and then on the herbs, you're gonna have the earth herbs and the water herbs, right? Now, but we give you that during your owner's manual. Now, you've been in Libra right here. You had a day in Libra. So 1 day in Libra, meaning you did about 4 months. Now, Libra is actually done on the 22nd. So I'm gonna give you 2 days and say let's say you did 8 months. So you were 94, baby. How old are you? 20 and what? 31?
I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 30. I'm gonna be 31 on October.
Okay, so you got to be 31. So 8 months of Libra. Then you got 10 years and 8 months. 20 years and 8 months, 30 years and 8 months. So you're about to be 31 this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're right here. This year, you're right here in the first decan of Aquarius. So already something has started with your movement. In the last few months or something started with your movements, with your legs and arms or something like that. That's what's currently, huh?
Yes, sir. My arms and legs.
Yeah.
My arm be hurting.
Yeah. So because that's what you just coming into. It just started within the last, I would say them last 4 to 8 months. Okay. But you got to watch out for that. Now, your particular issues here we just talked about are down here. So just because you are a Libra in that third decan, you do have to watch out for your bladder and kidneys, and you're going to have to watch out for concentration issues as well. Focus and concentration issues. So focus, concentration issues, bladder, kidney issues automatically going to be your tendencies. But the fact of the matter that you're here, right here, that's what it is. And then also you don't start some type of social group or some type of
Bible study.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're doing your thing. You're doing what you got to do. you're in that Aquarian phase of your life. So you do have this propensity to want to give back right now. You are in your spiritual heightened stage. You are also in your emotional heightened stage. So use that. Use that spiritual thing. Right now, all you got to do is pray about it, meditate about it, think on it, focus on it, and it'll come to you. It ain't a whole lot you got to do to go get something.
Wow.
Okay, you're in your most high state. So that's how we're going to fight and eradicate these things in life, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you want more information, you just let me know. But did we do a good job at reading you a little bit?
Yes, sir. You did completely right. I'm in Bible study, all that. I'm trying to, get close to God, do my right thing with God.
Yeah,
I just concentrated and everything. I am very emotional right now, and so everything right on.
Yeah, I mean, you're just at that phase, right? But all of these last 10 years, so you're just not getting into this Aquarian phase. So you're going to be there for another 9 or so years, and you just embrace this phase of opening up spiritually, being more creative, being more intuitive. I mean, that's what this thing is all about in your life. And so what I'm saying is this is your intuitive phase. Your intuitive phase means that there's going to be a lot of things that are happening to you. And look, you were born in this phase. So there's a lot of stuff that happened to you your whole life that wasn't your fault. You ain't had nothing to do with it, nothing to do about it, but you've managed to get through, and it's trying to show you to strengthen your spirit, strengthen your intuition, so that now when you start to get into the unknown, you'll know where to go, what to do, and how to come out of it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So this is all a lesson. The lesson for Aquarius is to show them your mind. Whatever you're going through right now, show them your mind. All right?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Peace. All right, you guys. Who's up next? Angel. Come on with it. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. Yes, sir. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Just would like you to read me and give me a better understanding of where I sit on the table.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Now, do you know me by any chance?
No, this is the first time I'm on your live. I did follow you, and I'm just very curious about, the direction of my life.
Okay, yeah, no problem, man, no problem. Yeah, so this is what the owner man was all about, man. If you've ever bought a piece of, that comes with an owner's manual, right? A car, a TV, a hair blower, and, all these little gadgets and stuff that we have, they come with them. And people ask me all the time, well, what does the owner's manual do? It's like what any other owner's manual would do. It serves as a guide to do what? 3 things. Get the optimal performance out of that piece of equipment, the longevity out of that piece of equipment, and the optimal usage. So the 2 things that the owner's manual tell you how to do is how to operate it and how to maintain it. But not only is it good for the owner, if you ever call a service technician, you can give the service technician that owner's manual, and it should serve as a guide for the service technician. Now, service technicians are your doctors, your pastors, your therapists, your psychologists. You hand over the owner's manual and say, look, now you should be able to help me repair myself faster and easier. Those are the duality functionalities of the owner's manual, okay? So that's what we're providing for you in this particular dynamic. What's your birthday?
December 23rd, 1987.
12/23/87.
That is correct.
Okay. So we're gonna break this thing down. Let's get your model number. So 12 and 23 is gonna give us 35. Okay, then that'll break down into 3 plus 5 will be 8. So out of the first 2 of the month and year, we got number 8 there. All right, then 1987 would eventually be 18 plus 7, which is 25. That's gonna give us 7. So we got 7, and then we got 8. That's gonna give us 15. 1 and 5 is gonna give us the 6. Okay. So you are a Capricorn, so that's going to be an earth sign. Every Capricorn has Cancerian qualities, so that's your water element. And then the 6 is going to tell us that that's the air element. So the air element right here, so you say, well, how do you know that's the air element? Even though you are a Capricorn, you still talk to yourself. When you're in the car, you talk to yourself. You love being outdoors. You can't sit in the house. You gotta walk to the stove, go outside, be on the patio. So why? Because you got to have the air element.
Agreed.
Okay? I know you agree, but I just want you to understand that it ain't no way you're going to be able to disagree. Come on with it. All right? So your biggest spiritual tendency as well is grief and depression. So when you get into these grieving moments or these depressive moments, they can cause you also to be privy to some of these same issues like autoimmunity, immunity, and respiratory issues. Okay, so you got to watch out for that as well. Your food colors are going to be you got the earth, water, air dynamic. So your food colors are going to be the red foods, okay, the green foods, okay, and then also the blues and purples, right? Um, Another component that we got to look out for too. And then for the herbs, I will give you some air herbs, some fire herbs, and some earth herbs to balance all of that out. Okay. Now, 12/23, you're 2 days in. Okay, so Capricorn right here. So you were born into that spiritual realm too. You were born into the high tide of life as well. So you should be well equipped spiritually to handle a lot of spiritual stuff. But let's keep going. So you missed 2 days, right? So you born on the 23rd. So you missed 2 days. Missing 2 days means you only missed 8 months. So that means you did 9 years and 4 months. Okay, 9 years and 4 months you did a Capricorn. So if you're 87, you're what, 38? Or you about to be 38, 37 years old?
That's correct.
Okay, so 37. So 9 years and 4 months, 19 years and 4 months, 29 years and 4 months. And then when you come over here, this would be obviously 39 years and 4 months. So you are in your Aryan phase. And since 39 years and 4 months and you're 37, so you got about another, well, you'll be 37. So you got about another year and 8 months.
I will be 38.
Or you'll be 38. So you got about another year and 4 months in the Aries. So that means that you're on the last end of this. If you're dealing with anything, it's about to come to a closure. But if it's anything currently, it's going to be something dealing with focus and concentration. Okay. If it's anything currently, it's going to be something dealing with focus and concentration, but that's coming to an end. Now, if it's anything other than that currently, then other than concentration issues, you could be also dealing with some bladder or kidney issues. Okay, bladder or kidney issues currently. Now, outside of that, if you're not dealing with that, then you don't have to worry about that. That's just only where you at right now. What comes with you being a Capricorn, especially being in that first deacon, these are the real tendencies of a Capricorn born in the first deacon. The real tendencies is watch out for your spine, okay, issues with the spine, and then watch out with issues with your skin. Skin issues and spinal issues are the tendencies of one born at that particular time. Now, also, you also come into the closure of this kind of self-identity, self-awareness phase that you were going through for the last, I would say, 8 years. Okay, this self-identity, this self-growth, adding to yourself, trying to find out who you are. You've been doing that for the last, I would say, 8-9 years. But you're coming to the end of that, and so all this little time here is going to be in the high tide. Okay, so you went through a little transition here. Okay, especially right here. I'm going to say at age what was 9 years and 4 months, 19, 29. So around 29 years old, around 28, 29, you went through a little transition. There, something happened.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, yeah, because you was going through this transition. So you see that little turbulence?
That was a very bad car accident.
Yeah,
that interfered with my spine.
Wow. Wow. Now, here's the thing about this, man, is that the younger we can get this, parents out there, the younger we can get this, our children, to know their tendencies, right? The brother got a tendency of spinal stuff, but you don't know if that's ever going to happen or what it would take to run into that. But to know that that's a tendency, you can try your best, right? Obviously, we can't stop storms, but if I can just tell you, if I can be a meteorologist and just prepare you for the storm, I at least could do a Noman's job, right? So we can't stop a storm, but we can prepare you for one. And that's what all about. And letting this young man know that these were just tendencies. That wasn't an accident that was a tendency of you that you didn't know. And if you make the wrong decision in this walk path of life, you can run into some of these dark spaces. Okay? So that's what this thing is all about.
That space for a little time now.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. But here's the thing. You're in this particular time now where you're in the low tide, the new moon, the waning moon. So I gave you some times that to start looking up those things. Low tide, a new moon, waning moon, right? Especially during this time. But you're also in the physical time of life. So I know that whatever happened to you, it brought you into this time where you're supposed to be physically fit here. And if you can't make it through this physically fit time, this is the time that we got to worry about. And the reason why I'm teaching you this is watch this now. You're already 40-something years old coming into the paradigm. If these lessons are 10 years, right? Listen to what we say. If these lessons are 10 years, then that's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, up in this. Eradicate the death consciousness and bring it to this everlasting consciousness. So you'll see that you're not pressed for time. You have time, but you have to manage the time properly in between the understandings of those things, the consciousness of those things. It's how you are a good steward over the time you have. You got any questions for me, Angel?
No, you've been very helpful, and I appreciate your wisdom.
Hey, man, no problem. If you do want the herbs and stuff like that, if you are dealing with something, bro, just DM me, man. We'll get you what you need, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Peace, peace. Sonny, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for your patience. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
Thank you. Well, I just have time can pay attention. And I just want to see where I'm at start.
Yeah, definitely. No problem. No problem. Now, do you know me by any chance?
I do not, but I love the name.
Hey, look, are you a paid actor or employee?
I am a soul in a body.
There you go. So, cause these folks don't believe stuff stinks sometimes. They be like, "Oh, he done paid all these folks to come up there and say." And look, I don't know none of y'all. And the thing about it is, what I'm trying to get you to see is that even you give me your birthday, I still shouldn't know nothing. So the fact that the birthdays are connecting is allowing you to know that the birthday is your toe tag. It is your time tag. It is the tracking GPS on you. And the reason why is somebody asked me yesterday, I think, the other day on the live, well, what about if the calendars was changed and this, that, and the third? This really ain't about calendrial timing or calendar timing. This is starting to give us an understanding of time, but it's coming from the birthday is more of coordinates than it is a year, a month, or this, that, and the third, if that makes sense.
Understood.
Okay, so your birthday is a coordinates. What you're looking at right here is a compass and a calculator all in one. This is an old relic. It's the most ancient tool on the planet. Is what they used to use back in the ancestral time to tell you about what's going on, the celestial beings, to find Jesus, and because they had something like this that they were looking at to be able to do it. I used to be in the Navy, and I used to be a helmsman. And one of the things is you got to know how to know navigation. So we used to have what you call a quartersman, right? A helmsman or a quartersman. Then the boss man used to be called the navigator. So you look at this as a navigation tool, not only for your global positioning, but also for your spiritual positioning as well. Go ahead. Tell me your birthday.
3/6/1970.
3670. Okay. So model number is going to come after, just like breaking down a life path number. So 3 plus 6 is going to be 9. So that's what we get from your date, your month and day. Okay, it's 9. 1970 is going to end up being 17. So that's going to be 1 plus 7, that's 8. So you got 8 and you got 9. That's going to be 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. Okay. Now, 221 to 321 lets me know that you're a Pisces. So that's a water element. Every Pisces has Virgo qualities. So that's your earth. The number 8 lets me know that you are the fire element as well. You got a house full of candles over there, and you like to be out in the sun and sauna and going to the beach and stuff like that.
Yes.
Now, the 8 lets me know that your biggest spiritual tendency is self-control.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing about self-control. If you don't get a handle on it, though, it'll cause you a whole lot of digestive issues and blood sugar. Okay? So you got to get a handle on it, okay? Now, the foods for the self-control would be your yellow and orange foods, right? So we're not talking about fruit, but we're talking about, your